All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
About the entire relationship. Sometimes you just say, I'm about to throw my hands up with this. And then when you think about it and you say, I really care about this person, I'm going to hang in here a little while longer. So with that being said, I'm going to come over. I don't know who Douglas is. Is this the Douglas that be talking trash, Douglas? Douglas, is that you? Let me know that's you.
I don't talk trash. I talk the truth.
It's him.
You talk the truth. So I was just trying to make certain that was the real Douglas. Okay. So Douglas, question for you. When you have a situation in a relationship and the person is always that person, they don't trust you, they're trying to follow you everywhere you're going, and they just have an anxiety about the relationship. Do you work on it, or do you just kick it to the curb and say, hey, I can't deal with this?
Well, that's the choice that you have to make. You're gonna. Well, first of all, my thing is both of y'all need to be working toward a common goal, and that will help with these issues. But if y'all are not working together to a common goal, anything that comes up, it's more. You use that as a reason to leave.
Use it as a reason for. Okay, so that could be the escape route, you want to say.
Right. If you're looking for a way out, anything that they do, deuces.
All right.
But more particularly to answer your question is, if you're loving that person, you're more prone to deal with what they're exhibiting and trying to get to the root cause of it. But like I said, if you're ready to bounce, that can be your escape route.
Gotcha. So with that being said, it's Valentine's month, Douglas. And so I need you to tell me how you going to suppress all the anxiety and all that, how can I say, anxiety and all the questionings out about your relationship. I'm saying about your relationship if you got one. If you don't have one, of course, I know you're very creative and you're going to come up with something. But how are you going to make it work this special February month, this Love Cupid month? How you going to make it work, Douglas? You going to buy some chocolates? Speak sweet nothings in her ear.
You got 6 feet of chocolate right here. No need to buy nothing.
Ooh, 6 feet of chocolate. Okay.
Oh. Well,
I got you stuck.
No, well, a basic. I'm trying to think about the basic. You do the little chocolates and the flowers. Of course, that's a given. Unless she said that she doesn't like flowers or chocolate or whatever. Well, other than that, I know y'all women have been to drop hints and stuff all around. So try to adhere to her wishes if possible.
So do you think February and Valentine is that special time of the year when you're with someone and that's when you pop the question, you dated for a time or two? You think that's the very special month that you propose to an individual?
No, because y'all like separate occasions.
Okay.
Why I gotta have my engagement, anniversary, and Valentine's in the same time? So that's just one gift. Y'all like to have stuff spread out. So I realize that. So try to pick a down month for that.
Okay, so you're reading a woman's mind. You're absolutely right. Because we don't want to get everything in 1 month. I'm gonna swing this on down to Miss Leanne. Miss Leanne, how are you feeling about the month of February? And guess what, Douglas? Leanne got her picture up. Leanne, a bad chick tonight.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh boy. Okay, repeat the question.
Well, the first question was, in relationship, you're gonna have some good ones, you're gonna have some bad ones. But when you have that individual when it's anxiety in the relationship and it's a little tense coming from the other partner being jealous, not having any trust, how are you going to fix that first, Leanne, to make and round it up for this wonderful, sexy holiday coming up,
Okay.
which is Valentine's Day?
Okay. So, jealousy, a little bit of jealousy could be kind of good because you will get attention. But
So
too
you
much,
gonna make
no. But too much
him
jealousy,
jealous on purpose?
no. They naturally, if you're in a relationship with somebody that's jealous, they are
Mhm,
technically a jealous person, even
mhm.
before you meet them.
Okay.
You cannot make a person act, feel, say, think, or do what you want them to. Okay.
Okay.
So jealousy is a bit of insecurity, or they don't trust you. So in a relationship, in the beginning, when you're getting to know them, you got to make sure you don't see the jealousy in the beginning. Okay. So
Mhm,
you have to develop that trust from the beginning. I mean, when you're just friends, just getting to know each other, not when even that's your partner or anything. You have
mhm.
to develop that trust relationship right off the bat. So,
Okay.
so when you find out, because I'm a very brutally honest person.
Mhm,
So when you find out that your mate or your friend starts lying or catching him or whatever in a lie, you bring
mhm.
it up. But if they continue to lie, that's who they are. That's the person. You can't change. You can't change a person who has that deep rooted jealousy in them, where they are very insecure. And you cannot change a person who lies about everything, even when they don't have to. And that's not just for women and men. I mean, it's for women and men. It's for all of us.
Mhm.
So if I were to meet a jealous person, it would have to be the lightly jealous part where they're giving me attention and not trying to tag me every morning, every night, every hour,
Second of the
whatever.
day.
Your girl, I'm a grown ass woman,
Ooh, ooh,
and you are
okay.
not gonna tag me 24/7. And when I
Okay.
want to go and hang out with my girls, let me go hang out with my girls. If I want to go out of town and just meet up with my sisters, let me do what I do. You do what you do, because I am an adult.
All right.
Now, when you start distrusting me, we got a big problem. So what I would do, if I care about you, I will work with you on it.
Okay. All
But
right.
when
So,
enough is enough, enough is enough.
all right. So I got it. So
So how far
when you,
do you ask permission to go on the girls' trip?
I don't need to ask permission. I can inform. I'm a grown woman. If that was my husband, permission is asked. If it's just my boyfriend, I'm informing.
oh, okay. So there is a difference. Now, that's a good question, Leanne, because as a married woman, do you think a married woman should be going on girls' trips?
Yes.
Give me some reasoning behind that. Because you know what? Let me say this. I never knew what a girls' trip was when my husband was living. He never went out. He never did the boys thing or the men thing. And I never knew what a woman's trip was because he said it was no such thing. If it wasn't a couples thing, neither one of us was going to attend. And that was just his thing. Like he would have fellas call, man, let's go hang. He said, babe, but my wife can't go. I ain't with it.
Okay, but that was the type of man he was. And when you guys met, you guys were all into each other and just each other. So if you were to move from one house to another, he would have to call a moving company because he don't have all those friends to help move. You got that? And
No,
when
he had his boys, but they just knew the
but
rules.
his boys, if he hung with those boys were married.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so take me. I'm a single woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my sorority, we have a regional conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
My married girlfriends and my single girlfriends, and we all getting together. We have a conference. We gonna make more than a conference out of it now. We gonna hang out. We gonna go shopping. We gonna go, well, this time we going to New Edition. We just doing things. It's
Now,
not
can I ask what sorority you're a part of?
we with you, boo-boo.
Oh, girl, you better stop it
1980,
now.
Gamma Upsilon,
Well, get on
HBCU,
that.
Savannah State. I'm just telling you.
All right now.
So if you in South Atlantic, which you are, you know the regional conference is in Orlando.
Right.
Look on the map. New Edition is coming to Tampa that Sunday night. Why come back to Miami when we can head and shoot over to Tampa an hour away and go to the concert? But it's me and my girls. 3 are married, 3 are single. It could be a girls' trip.
Well,
So,
I think the husband would understand when it comes to going to a conference for your sorority. So they know that's all gravy, that
and at
way.
the end of the day, if the husband want to come along, he just got to be hanging with a bunch of women. That's all. That's if you I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Well, we kind of deterred. We kind of fell off what we were
off the
talking
track
about.
of the questioning.
Yeah,
So
we fell off.
So when
Now
they're
you gotta
jealous,
tell me.
you
Wait,
train them to be how you want them to be. And if it never works, you got to get out because it's not gonna be pretty.
Now you did all that. You got to tell me how you gonna make this old Valentine's Day be extra special. What you doing? How you doing it?
Okay, so it's in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was making a Valentine's Day special, we're gonna do the weekend thing ahead of time as if it was Valentine's Day, because I don't like I love going out to dinner, but I don't like going out to dinner on Valentine's Day because it's so crowded and the service is not great.
Okay.
Okay. So I would do it on the weekend. And I'm not gonna do anything like outside of the box. It'll just be regular dinner. It'll be the two of us entertaining each other for the weekend. It's the Super Bowl weekend. I'm doing all of that this weekend. Saturday morning, cook you breakfast. Go shopping or doing what I gotta do until dinner time. Then we going out to dinner. Sunday is Super Bowl. It's church and Super Bowl, rather. Let's put it like that. I'm not that person who have to be. I'm not all extravagant. Of course, what goes on in the house goes in the house. When you leave the pillow of roses and the petals into the bathroom and sit and wine and jazz and all of that, that's fine. That's just a natural thing you do, and it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. But for me to make a Valentine's Day special,
No, I was telling Dirty Jackson to get his thoughts together.
Mm-hmm. So if it's something neat to do something that special for Valentine's Day, they can't get that. It just doesn't happen with me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Leanne. Douglas, I'm definitely not going to overlook you. I saw your hand up. You wanted to say something to Leanne?
No, I was just going to say, all the fellas, I guess you got to bookend it. Do something on the weekend before and the weekend after, and definitely do something on Valentine's Day.
Something light, but the roses are cheaper. Roses are cheaper. Because if you my partner, we making this money together. I don't want you spending $300 on me no damn roses.
Well, that wouldn't happen anyway.
Give me my roses the weekend
when they on sale.
Yes.
Okay. No, but what I'm saying is,
I would prefer that great bottle of perfume. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you spending $300 on the roses on Valentine's Day. Give me mine early. I don't need you to send me no flowers at the office to prove my point. No, that's nobody's business. Save that money for my perfume because it does cost like $200. Okay.
All right, now go on, sis.
Well,
I know.
well, I've learned that if she works at office, yeah, you must send it some flowers to the office,
No, you
and
don't. No, you
you have
don't.
to do something on that day. You can celebrate on the weekend, but if you don't do anything special on that day, you're still in the doghouse. So that's just my experience.
Right now. Well, great thoughts, Douglas. Great thoughts. Ravon, I always get his name mixed. Is it Ravine or Ravon?
It's Ravon.
Ravon. So now I need a
Oh,
male point of view. We've heard from Douglas. He's given us his. So now I need to know yours. I know you got the little one there with you, but you got to start purchasing some Benadryl. But I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah. The Motrin put in bed at night. I know.
So can you speak now, or you want me to come back?
I could just. Well, depends on the question. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the question is, you're in a relationship and there's a lot of anxiety in the relationship because the person you're dealing with, they're a little jealous. One, maybe have had infidelity on you, and it's a lot of trust issues there. How do you help to solve that problem? And then afterwards, you're going to build that wonderful Valentine for your special person in your life. But I want you to answer the core questions first.
Well, I think communication will be the key. Establish trust and just be transparent. And if you make a mistake, just ask for forgiveness because we all fall victim, at some point in our life.
Now, wait a minute. I'm going to stop you right there. You say if we make or if you make a mistake and all fall victim. Now, all don't fall victim now. Do you think cheating or infidelity is a mistake or is it pre-planned? Oh, I got your time.
It depends. I mean, I don't support.
Tongue-tied, huh?
I don't support it, but sometimes people fall victim. They have the weaknesses, just like addiction.
What in the world?
I think Frank wanna say something to you, Rayvon.
Go ahead, Frank.
Frank.
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you, Frank.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening in. I did not know that my voice wasn't on mute, and that's what happened.
Well,
So
that's okay, Frank.
I'm
but
listening in.
you're
I'm enjoying
welcome.
everything. Yeah.
You're welcome to tell Rayvon. You said, what in the world? Like you were on my side with that thing about falling in the cracks or by it being a mistake or something, Rayvon said. But did you want to talk to him, conversate male to male about that?
Oh, no. I had something going on around me, and I said, "What in the world?"
Oh, okay.
And I was listening to you guys. I got distracted.
I thought you was talking. I thought you was talking to Rayvon, but okay, then put yourself on mute, Frank, because I don't want to hear all that good stuff.
I know that. All right, I'm sorry about that.
You're
No
good, Frank.
problem.
It was a good interjection. We probably need some of that humor, to
Okay. All right. So go ahead. You said I'm gonna say by default, you say some people get caught up like that.
Yeah, because
But
there's temptation. So
okay.
But to make it right for Valentine's Day, you want to go above and beyond. Like I'm a very romantic kind of guy. So, cook a meal for my wife, flowers to a job, and we plan to go out of town for the weekend, out of country, just celebrate,
Oh, well, go on, Dirty Jackson. I like that. I like that. Well, okay, so I done heard from a female and a male. I'm gonna ask Dr. Feelgood to chime in on this. Welcome, Nikki. Nikki, is it Bankston?
Good evening. Yes, Nikki Bankston.
Welcome, Nikki. Welcome, Nikki. That's my girl.
All right. Well, welcome. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Dr. Feelgood.
Well, you gotta come from the heart with it. The biggest thing about this is, you have to. Everybody has to give what they can give. Otherwise, it's not going to be received well. Expectation management and understanding your partner is what makes things go well and stays off the jealousy. If you don't know your partner, if you know what pisses your partner off, why do anything to even give them that idea? If you know, if your partner knows the same about you, why would they do stuff? Now, there's some people that want their people to go and experience things on their own. There are some people that said, no, I don't want you to go there. You have to know your audience whenever you're speaking, whenever you're relating with somebody, and that's friend, family, lovers, whatever. You have a bunch of folks that want to do what they want to do, but they don't want to be told what to do because you're messing with their freedom and things like that. So you have to you have to be careful with your partner and treat your partner like you want to be treated, not the way you think they want to be treated. If you want to be treated well, you treat other people well. If you just want to do what you want to do, don't get mad when they do what they want to do. It's reciprocation, not for the fact that I did something, you got to do something. It's reciprocation for the basis of moving the relationship forward because you either grow together or grow apart. Go ahead, Leanne.
Okay, because you said something. Okay, I'm going to go back to Douglas' question. Should a partner ask, can they do something or go somewhere?
If it depends on what stage of relationship they're in. If you've been together a while, yes, you inform the person. You don't have to ask
There
because
you
you're a
go.
grown
Okay,
person.
that's what I
You
wanted to
inform you
hear.
inform the person. But it's usually in the form, hey, I'm going out here. Is that okay? It's not permission, but it's not saying I'm going to do this. It's
But
consideration for your partner.
okay, but it's something you really want to do. And I learned this growing up because I stopped asking my mom and daddy when I got a little older, not when I got out of the house, but when you ask and you wait for that answer, it may not be the answer you want.
Right. And that's the same the same rationale is rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So
but you really
you have to
want to
but
go.
it goes, Miss Leanne, it goes back to knowing your audience.
Okay, knowing my
And if you with your parents, sometimes you gotta say, I'm going, as opposed to can I, because the answer is gonna be no.
not necessarily, but you don't want to hear no. So
Right.
if it was no,
So
you just say,
and
"Mom,
then
I
and
told
then
you I was going such and such a
right.
place."
And then they'll retort, being the parent myself, are you asking me or are you telling me? There's a difference. And that's what Douglas was talking about, that you ask. You can tell somebody that you're doing something, but the most part you're it's kind of, hey, I respect you enough to let you know what I'm doing. If you say no, you're just gonna say no. But that doesn't mean I didn't say anything about it. That's just, I don't know. Douglas, he shook his head, but no, I ain't say that. But 1911, that's you've
No, no,
been.
I was stating that the
But both of
woman
y'all
have to ask for
1911,
permission.
right?
Go ahead, 1911.
No, I was stating that well, jokingly, but no, I was like, initially it's like you have to ask permission, but the way, like you stated, is like, hey, I'm going to go or do this such and such. Is that okay? And 9.5 times out of 10, it'd be like, yeah, okay, go enjoy yourself. But if you just come to me and say, well, I'm going to do this, that's like, hold up.
And you know
is this
what? I'm gonna
something
jump
you
on in here
asked
with
me?
you, Douglas. I'm right about that, because you know what? Leanne and Dr. Feelgood couldn't be my children living in my house. I'm like, they're gonna tell me, you're gonna ask me, and I'm gonna have my State of the Union address if I need to.
I said
Because I
after
don't care.
eventually after we got a little older,
I don't care how old you are. If you living in my house, it's a different circumstance.
I agree with
might
you,
have
So
to sleep
y'all
Dr.
on the I
Feelgood.
might have to sleep on the porch,
Frank,
because if I
Frank,
gotta ask, can I go to the NCO club and you telling me no?
no.
Okay, I'm going to Jay's house and I'm spending the night and I'm just
No, we
And
ain't.
right now, the over 40 crowd, if you're in a relationship, kind of kicking it for 6-7 months. Well, if you're still living at your own house, you can do whatever you want to. But if we're under the same roof, at the minimum, that hey, I'm planning to do this on this weekend with the girls. I would like to hear, is that okay?
But that's because you're playing married. If you were married, then you would have to. But if you boo shakalacking up, then it's
But
still
yeah,
don't
what I'm saying is, if we're on this different roofs,
you do what
you'd
you
be
do.
like, oh, I'm busy that weekend or whatever.
Right.
but more likely,
if we're
more
under the
likely the
same
woman's
roof,
gonna do this. More likely the woman's gonna do this. You got any plans for weekend of the 23rd? We gonna ask, do you have any plans for the weekend of the 23rd? Because if you don't, but we don't tell you.
if you state it like that, I'm coming like Mister. Could be not. Let's see.
Okay, then I'll just go. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm
But
not
like I'm
not
saying,
used to
like I'm saying,
asking.
it's
I don't
stages.
ask permission as a grown
I
woman.
think it
Okay,
depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
I do,
kind of
and
agree
Dr.
with.
Feelgood said that.
Can I
Yes,
finish? Can I
I
finish my
agree.
statement?
Go ahead.
Go
See,
ahead,
that'd be one thing. Woo. Different rooms basically do what you want to, no matter kind of how long we've been in there, because we hadn't made that step to really be together. Up under the same roof, not married. Basically what I said, hey, I'm going over this week. Is that okay? But most definitely when we married. And then I'm like, where you going? What time you gonna get there? Who all over there? FaceTime me when you get there.
Ooh.
Now
Send
that's
me
a little much.
Respect is all you need is respect. Now you stalking.
Send me a
Right.
selfie and hold up.
You being the
It sounds like trust issue.
somebody.
Douglas, it sounds like you're having trust issue right there, man.
You gotta
Like,
have
trust issue.
respect. You gotta have respect and informant, but you
See,
have a trust issue.
I agree with Douglas is saying up until that last point, but he
taking that
did
selfie.
describe 3 different scenarios, and I do agree with that. I mean, if you're at the point in when you're just dating and y'all are living in totally separate homes, why would you ask? No, but if you're my main entrance, I would tell you, like, well, next weekend I'm going here, me and the girls, I'm attending this event, and then that's it. But then when it comes, excuse me?
That's informing. You are letting them know out of respect.
Right.
You are informing
out of respect
partner.
because you're dating someone. But I'm not going to ask. We're under different rules. We don't even see each other every day. But when it gets in, there's levels to it. Then when it gets to the point of you guys are unmarried and you move in together, then that's a different level of respect, because regardless if you're married or not, you guys are sharing a roof. Y'all are in the same home. So and then you always got to think of it, dude. I always feel like I put out the energy that I want, brought back to me. So I hear some people saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, we gonna da, da, da. I mean, Do you feel okay if he just popped up and left and you came in the house and he packing his bags and say, I'm out for the weekend? It's just, to me, it's just, that's not even jealousy. It's just a level of respect that you have for the person that you're sharing a household with. And then, of course, when you get to the stage of marriage, then that's like a whole nother conversation. And I do agree, like what Douglas said, I think it's not asking in the form of like you're asking your master. I think sometimes we perceive things like, differently. It's just, it's like, hey, like, this is my husband. I shouldn't be just up and leaving without his consent or his knowledge. And if he says no, and it's something, then that's the situation that I'm gonna have to really assess. And it's all going to depend on your man. If you got a good man, you're gonna wanna, you're gonna conform to that. That's how I feel. And if your man said, well, babe, it's his delivery to you. If he's controlling and just wants to tell you, no, you just not going, no, then yeah, we got a problem because I'm not a child. But if but if this is a man who's a provider and he's a good husband, he may deserve that, respect. And he may say, well, I don't know. Well, then that's where you communicate and you may or may not make the decision to go. I mean, I think it just all really is going to depend on who your mate is, the situation, things like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can take that on both views, male and female. Now, I've gotten that answer from, I'm going to say, our middle-aged divas. I'm going to jump down to the younger source. So, can you hear me? Are you available, So? Okay, well, the younger source must be doing something because she didn't come through. Oh,
Wait, no, I hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, from a younger diva, what is your take on dealing with an individual in a relationship and the relationship has a little anxiety? The anxieties are trust issues, infidelity, and jealousy. How do you respond to all of that, and how do you try to fix it? And lastly, but not least, how are you going to build your Valentine Cupid's day? Or since we can't do it on the day, or if you can't do it on the day, the weekend before or after?
Well, my goddaughter's coming next weekend, so it's just gonna be a regular day for us. But when it comes to an anxiety in a relationship, I feel like that's normal, like that's natural, because we're humans. We can't be perfect with our emotions and everything like that. We go through daily activities and everything like that. But I also feel like if you're insecure about stuff, I think it starts with you. If you're not going to make an effort to try to at least fix yourself, if it's always like you're trying to look to the other person for reassurance, which is okay, but it starts with yourself. So if I enter into a relationship and I know that I'm jealous or I just came out of a bad situation and all of that, I'm going to make sure I'm going to fix myself first before entering into a different relationship, because that's what my anxiety is going to raise.
Okay, I hear you.
But
So,
also at the same time, sometimes your anxiety is like antennas. Because of my last relationship, I had very high anxiety with him. And he was a good person. He treated me right and everything. It's just something was off about him. And every day or every time I came around him, I got real anxious. And then kind of find out he lied about some things and, we broke it off and everything like that. But I think that's natural to have anxiety in a relationship.
so it's natural to have an anxiety when you're
I
in
mean, not time to
a
time.
relationship?
In a relationship, yeah, time to time, I feel like it's somewhat natural to have some anxiety. You're not going to be perfect with anyone, like even with friends,
Okay.
because you're with this person all the time. You have a relationship with this person. They may trigger you somehow. As long as you work towards it and fix it. I mean, I just feel like no relationship is going to be just perfect and happy and fairy tales.
I got you. Well, all right. Now tell me how you're going to create. I know you said your goddaughter is coming in town, but if you had a boo shank-a-lank, or if you got a boo shank-a-lank, how are you going to do or put that old romantic hit on for Cupid's Day?
Well, since we're gonna have the baby, we usually like have like a little cook night. I'll cook or we'll cook together. So I think it's just gonna be one of them nights where we're just gonna think of a dish to make and we're just gonna make it together. Drink some wine or whatever and play R&B music. It's a typical night.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds nice. Sounds nice. And
So,
Douglas went through all that, but he didn't ever say how he was gonna build. He just said he was gonna send flowers. I was looking for something more, but we understand. I'm gonna jump on down here to our new person on the block, Nikki Bankston. Welcome, welcome, Nikki. How are you?
All is well. This is some very interesting conversation.
Yes, we keep it going here. But the thing we're talking about this evening is when you have a little anxiety in the relationship pool, meaning your partner is a little jealous or have infidelity issues or just truly have trust issues. How can you handle that or how do you fix it?
Oh, infidelity, there's nothing for me to fix. I'm
Okay,
out.
you're out. So on that
I'm
first
done.
whim, now
First
are you
time. The
married?
first time. The
The
first
first
time. Doesn't matter if I'm married or single. You cheat on me, I'm done.
okay. I understand. And
That's
you
my
know
stand.
what?
That's my standard.
I hear you because you know what? People know what they can handle. Some people can say we can work through it, we can repair it, but you know whether or not you're that person that can handle it. So in the first issue of fidelity, you Audi 5,000. I got that. Now
Now
that
it
jealous,
took me I didn't start off that way, but as I've matured and gotten older, I realized that I had to take a more mannish approach to relationships. So
okay,
there's just certain things I just don't tolerate.
okay, I got you. All right, all right. I am that person. You got to tell me how you can help an individual when they're jealous. Now, what is something that you will do to help them out, Nikki, if they're a little jealous? Not that little
My
cute jealous, but that old, I
my
couldn't hear you.
partner has my you're asking my partner has jealousy as it relates to me. How do I
Yes,
help them
jealousy,
through that?
jealousy, regardless of what the circumstances are and everything. How are you going to help them to overcome that?
Well, I think you have to reassure them. You have to be transparent in your communication. Um, I think a little jealousy or possessiveness until you get to know an individual may be kind of natural. Uh, but then it just comes to a point where either you trust me or you don't. And but I'm all for transparency and communications and also learning that person's love language and loving them in their love language will help to reassure them as well. You can't just love people the way that you're comfortable loving. You have to learn their love language and love them that way. And I found that a lot of times, a lot of the issues come from the fact that we're not loving each other the way that we need to be loved, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. It's like oil and vinegar. If you don't get it right and shake it up, it's going to divide. So I see Douglas has his hand up again, Douglas. I'm waiting
Yes,
on you.
when you first asked the question, you said about the anxiety and jealousy, and then you said leading up to Valentine's Day, what would you do for Valentine's Day?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say, well, it was kind of a two-part question. First
It
you have
was.
to handle the jealousy, anxiety type issue, and is it me or is it them? Because if I have some jealousy and some anxiety about the relationship, come Valentine's Day, I'm gonna do just the basics. just to check that box. I did something for you, you know, because we might be on the outs. You know, she might be trying to get a great pardon gift or something.
You know,
Okay.
I want to play on that and also play on what Nikki said about the whole cheating and things like that. And as you get older, this is just gonna speak for me. You know, it's hard for me really to get emotionally and connected again. Yeah, it's hard for me to do that. And I believe everybody, no one's perfect. Everybody's going to come to you with their struggles, their baggage, and stuff like that. And I'm going to take it to a fantasy land right quick. So you remember when Juanita Jordan and Michael Jordan, they divorced, and you know he was cheating and this and that. I probably wouldn't mind the cheating. I probably would have just turned my head for a little bit, stacked my coins and stuff. You know, now we got to navigate in the business format kind of thing, because I'm not in my 20s. It's not, I'm not in love like that. So it seems like as we get older, it seems like of a business kind of deal to me. You know what I'm saying? And no one, and I'm just saying, you know, you can't learn to, you know, have those feelings evolve and everything else. But let's say you know, the man makes high income money, right? And he takes care of
Everything.
everything financially, and he's there stable. Like he's not going to see you like, oh, he got you. It's not a big deal about him, you know, putting some money in your account. Go do this, go do that. But he may do that over there. So then you got the other one who may not do that over there, but he's struggling, going to pay their loans, and he's doing this and he's doing that. He's a lot of other struggles. So, you know, all depends on what, you know, where you at and what kind of struggle you can deal with. I can't deal. You can't be broke, ugly. You know, you can't have all the goddamn struggles. You got to. You just, you know, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Make it make sense.
How much sex are you requesting from me? Because if you ain't requested a lot, but you doing your thing, but you still got me, we could probably go. We can do this. You know, I don't know.
But it depends on the amount of money the other individual has. Because, you know, like it's known, the ugly dude is ugly until he becomes a multimillionaire.
Rich and ugly. I got you.
Yeah, there's a trend on TikTok.
Until he rich and ugly. I got
there's a trend on TikTok for men or women. It was like, your wife made over $500,000 a year. You catch her cheating. What you doing? He looking away. He like, oh baby, you see this? He looked away. It does not bother him.
Okay. So I know this not on our agenda for tonight. Go ahead, Nikki.
So, but why cheat? Just tell me. I'm getting ready to go do what I do. Why cheat? I don't understand.
You know, yeah, that's why you have all the open marriages and stuff right now. These open relationships. We poly. I don't even know. I can't even.
Just go on and tell me. You ain't got to cheat now. Just tell me. And go
I
and
agree
do
with
it.
that.
Are you gonna stay there?
But then you have to decide if that's what you're gonna put up with. If you're,
but don't insult me by just going out and doing what you gonna do.
And the guys, the people that do that, you know, and I pointed out, and it was like, you know, we gonna have. I said, but that man that's open, he done built a house for all them damn wives. Did you build your house? He done built a beautiful home for all 6 of his wives. Did you build a house?
Okay.
Did she get a house? Did you get a house? So are you gonna stay there once you build your house?
You can't be broke and cheating on me.
That's the point.
I can have all the struggles.
So Douglas, I understood what you said when you said when the ugly man is just ugly, and then when he's rich and ugly, ugly. I think sometime, and I know I'm gonna get a sidekick from this. Sometimes the more wealth they have, the more that women or both men put up
Rod
with. That is
Jones. There was a rap song about that. Rod
Right.
Jones.
okay. All right. Well, I haven't heard from Nikki Johnson tonight. How you doing, Nikki?
I'm well. How's everybody?
Everybody is well, I'm absolutely fabulous. I can talk for myself. Dr. Feelgood look like he looking at television or something. What you doing, Dr. Feelgood?
Yeah,
We
that's what he's
can't hear.
doing.
He doing something, but
I'm waiting my
nevertheless,
turn.
you waiting your turn. Well,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to turn it over to Dr. Feelgood so he can do what he do, make us all feel good. Go ahead, Dr. Feelgood. You got it. It's all on you.
But just quickly, I was going to say that when we talked about the so-called asking for permission or informing properly, that shows a man a sign of respect, and it will come across better because that's what we desire. You know, how does it look for my woman just to up and heading out the door with a bags packed saying, I'm spending the weekend with the girls?
Did you look at your chat? Did you look at the chat that said respect?
No, I looked at my
No, in the
sticky note that
chat,
I had
when
before.
in the chat when we were speaking, that was at about 9:04 p.m. I put respect. It's a matter of, like you said, it depends on where you are in the relationship. Because there's no way a crazy person, if you living with somebody, not going to inform your partner, your mate, or whatever, that you getting ready to pack up and go out of town. That's not how that looks. That's not how that works.
Right.
And
And as you
for
head out the
safety,
door, don't say, oh, by the way, I'm heading out.
somebody always got to know where you are on both ends, when you leaving and when you coming and going. So
Oh,
it's
well, we
not a
already got
matter of
tracking devices on you, so that's covered.
Okay.
Go ahead, my brother.
We turning it over to Dr. Feelgood performing. Ooh, Dr. Feelgood. Did you
Hey,
all read his
I keep it saucy because I'm not too bossy, and my
okay.
tongue don't stay mossy.
Ooh, going on,
You
Dr.
got rhymes. You got rhymes. Yes, skills. Okay.
Of course, I'm well versed in poetry because it flows all through me, and I spit the real because I make you feel good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, Dr. Feelgood. It's all on you.
Hold on, I gotta get smart with the technology. What is respect? Sandy typed it in the box. She said at 9:04 p.m. Eastern time. This is the actual dictionary definition of respect.
Okay.
We look at it as we look at 3A and hold someone in high and special regard, much respect. So also, but it's also positioning with respect to or in respect with. So we look at that. Why is respect important? And this it's men value respect more than love. That's why, we accept y'all with the expectation that y'all don't change, even though people do change. That's what we expect. Y'all expect us, y'all accept us with the reasoning that we will change. It doesn't work, it doesn't always work like that. So we have to accept each other for our highs and our lows, our strengths and our shortcomings. Not everybody's perfect, but you want somebody that complements you. You plus them equals one. If it's more than one, somebody's doing too much or not doing enough.
But it takes a while to get. It may take a while to get to that
Yes.
kind of point.
Yes,
Yeah,
but that also goes with cooperation. It goes with courtesy. It goes with
commitment.
decency. If now I'm gonna give you an example, Miss Sandy. You and I are going out, and we're sitting at the table. The waiter comes, or the wait staff comes and puts food in front of us, and I look at that person. I'm like, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? This is not cooked. I ain't tasted nothing, and then I'm constantly berating them. What level of respect would you have for me?
None.
And why is that?
You know, I how you treat people, you know, speaks volume of your character, to me. And even if you talk bad about your ex, if we were on a date and you sit here and you called your ex a bitch or whatever, I don't tolerate that because I don't like that. You know, you just ex or not, I just don't like that.
Yeah, you know what I always say about people's exes? They were said what attracted you to them in the first place.
Exactly.
So I
And
get you. We're
they're
in the
not
same
here
piece
to
of music.
defend themselves. They're not here to defend themselves. So don't you dare call them out their name. Don't do that because I don't like that. I
Well,
ended the date because he kept on calling his ex a bitch.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Treating people who can't do anything to you is a sign of how a person's character. Like you said, it is character, and it's all in the vetting stage. As you vet people, you check out their character. You see them when they think nobody's looking. You see how they speak about people.
How they treat somebody that's lower
Right.
than
It
like anybody that they don't need.
right.
How they treat.
And you see how people act with respect to, like you said, with exes. If all your exes was crazy, if all your exes were mean and abusive, the problem wasn't your exes.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Preach. Yeah.
How much respect is important? Like I said, men want respect. Men want their women to respect them, because you can love somebody and not respect them.
Ooh, I don't even know that's an oxymoron. I'm like,
No,
you know,
no, listen,
I don't
listen
even.
to me. Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
please
listen,
that down.
listen. Because remember, there's 3 types of love. There's eros, philos, and agape. You can love somebody philos. I could be your friend, but I can't love you the way you want to be loved.
Okay.
I can lay down my life, but I don't like you. You do that for family. You love family in the agape way, but they may be an awful person and you don't like them.
Okay.
You don't respect them enough to, you don't respect them or something they did or somehow or some serious character flaw. So you can love somebody and not respect them. That's what I mean, Sandy. I got what you were saying. I was trying. Hopefully, I explained that.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that grandmother Hala? I'm using her as an example, but I think everybody knows her. She is very direct. She curses a lot. She passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way she talked to her family, the way she is, and you may get a person that says, "No, if you love me, you don't curse. You gonna do this." She told me, "Shut the fuck up. You ain't gonna tell me how to love you. I'm gonna love you the way the fuck I do, the way I do." And so when you love somebody, you accept them for who they are and how they can love.
That's what was on the last slide.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like when she spoke, I felt her love and I wasn't even related to her. I was like, yeah, I understand.
Also, when she's 96, 97, you've earned the right to say what you want to say, how you want to say it.
Yes, and you get to put the F in it. You say what the F you like. I love people with wisdom and understanding at that age.
Oh, I love it too.
Healing after, this is the second part of that, healing after infidelity. First of all, we talked about this a while ago with what exactly is infidelity. infidelity, and we were talking about a little earlier, is doing something outside of established relationships. So if y'all have an open relationship and somebody does something that breaks you have usually people who have open relationships have certain rules. Don't bring that person in my bed. Don't let them see our kids, no kissing, stuff like that. If you go outside that, and it doesn't have to be sexual. Think about this. Every person has had a friend, male or female, that they kind of put on par or even above their significant other.
Them damn work husbands.
That is a form of infidelity. See, no sex.
No, if you have a work husband now,
No. Because a lot of times, now listen, Doc.
I'm listening.
Understand that.
Yeah, I
Understand what they're saying.
I got something to say too.
It's not what it's not what the person, it's not the action that you have somebody that you can trust at work, but it's the perception that's taking that, if I feel uncomfortable, say you shouldn't have a work husband. You should respect me enough to say, okay.
Okay.
But that's not always the case, because and work wives too. It doesn't. I'm leaving it agnostic.
Mm-hmm. No, the reason why I said you're absolutely correct, because as being an educator, we used to, if you were on my team or whatever, and we cross-taught or this and that and the other, we would say things like, oh, that's my work husband. Well, what happened to me? Well, my husband was cool, he didn't say much about it, but I was at a track and field event, and the guy that I call my work husband, I say, hey, husband, just like that. But his wife had never met me. And if looks could kill, I would have dropped dead right there, because she was like, what are you staking claim to my husband? But everybody at the school knew we called ourselves husband and wife at school. That was my school husband. If I bought a lot of lunch, he could eat some, I would give him some. If he bought dessert or something like that, he'd give me some. And we didn't think nothing of it, but his wife did not like that. So as a woman who I am, I never said that ever again to him, especially in her presence. And he would
and that's
always
the thing, though. But that was on. But that, you know what though? I'm gonna say this, and probably people are gonna be mad at me. That wasn't on you. That was on him.
Okay.
Because
Right.
he kept you was the secret.
No, we just worked together.
No,
I guess
I
he didn't
understand.
think nothing of it.
But if there's nothing else, why couldn't he tell his wife about you?
Oh yeah, because my husband knew about him.
So
I said
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That is a form of infidelity. And
Okay.
Look at
that's what I'm
TJ
saying.
Holmes.
Right. Yeah. It has nothing to do with it has really nothing to do with sex. I left sex out of that because it's not.
No, because we
It's
wasn't
just something
sexy.
that's outside of the established relationship. So how do we rebound from something like that? One thing, one thing people say, like I said, I don't feel comfortable. You need to cut contact. Or
Okay, so
go ahead, Sam.
one thing you're saying, Dr. Feelgood, and I think Fabulous, I think your husband did not mind it. So if
Right.
if it ain't a problem, it's not a problem. So you can't assume what's an issue for you is an issue for somebody else.
Right.
So so we can't assume that. And that wife, it was an issue to her, so now it's a problem. But if it's not an issue, so it's like you can't make something be an issue with me that it's not an issue with me.
Right. Right. And that goes.
Because some guys be like, I remember dating a guy, and I like to talk. He be like, I am not one of your girlfriends. You need to get on the phone with one of your girlfriends or whoever, and you need to talk. Cause all this chit-chatting, that's not me. But
and that's understandable. But what I'm saying, and that's why I said it was on the guy for not letting his wife know what time it was. That's
like TJ Holmes did.
Yeah, that too.
Yes, I got a comment on that.
Look, he was a whole he was a whole good looking, he was a professional pookie. So he was a professional pookie. That's
right.
That's
Until all the women he been with came out, little girl.
And he treated those women. That's what I don't like. Is what we talked about earlier, how you treat a person. And a lot of people I posted, you judge a person about their character and how they treat people. He treated all those women like shit. He didn't treat, and it was like, well, that's what they deserve, and that's what a married man. He committed to that woman under God, and the vows, under state law, whatever, to be faithful, whatever to her. He was not. And for whatever reason, they engaged in whatever. But to disrespect the way he did to all the women involved, it says that he was only out for self. He didn't respect his wife. He didn't respect the women that was dealing with him. Like I'm Married Huntsville, Martell Holt. I don't know if you guys watched that. When he first caught cheating, he later got a divorce, but he called the woman he was cheating with over 4 years of his marriage. He was cheating with this woman, called her a peasant.
A peasant. Yes, he did.
Called her,
he said peasant.
That member of my fraternity. That member of my fraternity is goofy. He's a member.
The audacity.
He's goofy and he ain't too bright. I know he's in my organization, but it is what he's. That don't stop me.
Check this out. Cheating and all that is a decision that you make because it's a selfish decision. But if he treated his wife that way, and she's supposed to be the wife, which holds a higher position than some female you work with, of course
he doesn't respect anybody.
I was like, of course, if he does his wife that way, then the side hookups are even lower. And they knew he was married, so they participated in there.
A 1911. I'm gonna tell you how that works. And you're right. You're right. They did participate, but a lot of times, especially when there's an attractive guy and women are attracted to him, they will break their own code of sense to be I'm different than them.
Right.
And that's what happened. He deserves everything he got. He deserves everything. And the women should have known better, but sometimes that attraction is so strong that I can change this person. I see a challenge. And that's what happens a lot with a lot of those situations.
They're a successful man, and I can get at least a piece of them and stuff, and I'm going to be the one to change them because I'm younger and all this stuff. So
exactly. Let me get back to this because this is great conversation. But we'll get back to this. One of the things, seesaw contact, we talked about that. Open all your accounts. Show remorse. Damn, be sorry. Be sorry. Be more careful. Process the hurts. Understand people heal at different speeds. Heal at different speeds. Sometimes we just want people to take that hurt and throw it in the sea of forgetfulness, never to be seen again.
And that's the thing with infidelity. You've tried to forget, but it never goes into the sea of forgetfulness.
Oh, I know. But that's the thing though, because it's a process. We as a people, and I'm talking about the melanated, I'm talking about as human beings, we are so conditioned to getting things right away. You get sick, take a medicine, be good in 2 days. You need money, go to the ATM, get money. If you got it, you're gonna get it. You got people, you could call somebody and they bring food to you. So why can't we process our pains in the same speed, with the same speed? And that's the problem. The details. sometimes discussing the details. Now, this is from a website similar to WebMD. It's called Psychology Today. Discuss the details. Some people don't want to know the details. They just know you. Hey, look, you fell in some cooch.
Oh, not to fall in.
Yeah, you slipped and fell in some cooch. I don't care if they made you feel 100% better or worse.
You slip and fall.
Yeah, and
That
I don't want to hear the details.
You asked, was it planned or premeditated? Eventually, it is premeditated, not necessarily planned.
It's decisions because
it just happens. It just happens to happen. Happens to happen. Make it make sense, Cassie. Somebody.
That's it.
You
At
just
the Southeastern regional, it just
you
happened.
just happen to slip in her.
And that's the thing is that we wanna excuse ourselves, and that's part of
y'all tripping.
But that's part of the process, though. A lot of us want to excuse our part in doing that. We want to say, "Well, I was drunk." We want to say, "Well, I didn't mean for that to happen." But you
drunk. Alcohol is a truth term. Let me say that.
And alcohol puts you in a position to where you don't have all your faculties, but you still look at things from every step. Person ain't
but
taking
you can still. Let me tell you, when you're in alcohol zone, liquid courage, you still.
You know what you're doing.
Know right and wrong. You know right from wrong.
Yeah, you know.
That's a bold face.
With alcohol,
I was drunk. I was drunk.
Alcohol only lowers your accountability. Like you don't care what happens.
Exactly.
But you want to do it, so that you do it or you say
exactly.
it.
So the thing is that that's what happens is that people we don't process the hurts and discuss the details because we don't want to look like the bad person. Yeah, I did this, but can you forgive me? It's not that easy.
Nah, I was high. That's this.
Manage triggers. If you got your phone guarded harder than said, if you got some,
that's funny. Look at the chat.
I just saw that one. If you guard your phone harder than Fort Knox, then you got like triple level encryption on it. And that pisses your partner off because your partner wants to check your phone because y'all made that contact, going to open all accounts. That's a trigger. You got to watch those triggers and manage them. Compassion.
Well, speaking,
think about how your actions affected the other person. A lot of times we want to make excuses saying, well, if they didn't do this, then I wouldn't have done that. No, you still did wrong regardless. And trust me, I've been that person that did the wrong doing. And I had to think about the other person.
Now, this list seems to be, I guess, the person that caused the infidelity.
Yes. It's for both. It's actually for both. It's more, these are general steps to how both of you should, and you're not going to do them at the same time.
Now, I was going to ask, is there or should there be privacy in a marriage?
Yes, but once the trust is eroded, privacy.
No, I'm talking about prior to that. I'm just saying.
Prior to that, yes. But after that happens and everything hits the fan, privacy is the first second casualty behind trust. So, and that's what the rest. Watch your self-talk. The person being wrong, don't blame yourself, but don't be a victim. Make it do your part, and don't watch how you self-talk to yourself. Fill your love buckets. Don't go overboard because then the person won't think it's sincere, and that's just how we are as humans. Do as much as you can to try to right your wrongs, and accept the person with sincere efforts to fill your bucket. Because if you still want to be with them, you want them to fill your bucket. A lot of times we punish them by not allowing them to do something nice for us because we're thinking they have an ulterior motive. They do. The ulterior motive is to get back in your good graces, and then develop boundaries. Develop boundaries. That goes back to your privacy, Douglas. Develop your boundaries and get that out the way to kind of look at what you want to do.
So ladies, if I say, let me see your phone, I'm gonna do a phone check. Is that a yeah or nay?
Why would you want to do a phone check?
Is that a yeah or nay? Just answer the question.
Well, I'm gonna say this: when my husband and I, when he was living, we didn't have no phone, nothing. If my phone rang, babe, get my phone. His phone rang, babe, pick up the phone.
Exactly.
So we didn't have no phone checks or anything, but I didn't have anything to hide, so I didn't have a code on my phone. He didn't have a code on his. So it wasn't never anything.
You passing that phone over, baby? Let me see your phone here. Here it is.
And so that's not even an issue. It's
It wasn't an issue.
Right. Listen, the question is, if your spouse asks to see your phone, is that a
passing
yes
it over
or no?
You just pass it over.
Pass it over. I'm passing it over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go through the whole thing.
And people that have
don't get
things
bored.
to hide, those are the ones that no, you ain't got to see my phone. You ain't got to see my phone. That's when you know
I don't need to be with him. Right, exactly. I want that, what you was talking about. I want that. I want that. Like, I ain't got nothing to hide.
That's right.
What would make you want to ask to see your mate's phone? Like, isn't that some type of jealousy there or something? Like, what would even make you want to ask to see their phone?
Now, if you're looking at that, this is kind of what's on that. This is what's on the page. Is trust restoration, trust revival.
So that's a trust issue to me.
No, I'm talking about this is before the infidelity or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, if your spouse asks to see your phone, is it a yes or a no?
It's okay. It's not
it's okay, but at the same time, it's gonna trigger me to start thinking like, you don't trust me. Why? What's the why behind it?
I agree with her, because
that's something that you and your partner have to discuss early and often.
If my boyfriend says he wants to go through my phone, I mean, I have nothing to hide. I would give it to him, but that would make me question him a lot. Like, why do you want to go through my phone, and how come you don't trust me?
Yeah, slick people try to gaslight and turn it around.
What do you mean? Well, Nikki said, I guess she's afraid to talk. Nikki said, you see, in others,
I'm not afraid.
What's in you? That's why there's a need to see a spouse phone. If you ask for the phone, hand yours over at the same time. Now, I like that one.
Yeah,
I do like that, Nikki.
Exactly.
Right, because if you ask, they probably gonna ask the same thing. You just exchange.
Okay, here's mine. Now, where's yours?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's something that y'all have to discuss that from the beginning. And
because y'all are women, I don't trust you.
Oh.
Well, at least you're honest.
Right.
A lot of men don't like women. I'm not surprised Douglas said that.
I know.
Right,
I said, you know, on Valentine's Day.
Like women now, so get it right now.
Look,
well, you can't truly like or appreciate something.
No pity parties on Valentine's Day. You knew his ass had a man. Like him.
What?
Okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back in, people. Bring it back in, people.
Oh, okay. We didn't side track.
It takes 6 months to 2 years on average to recover from some type of infidelity, mainly physical.
It could be longer.
If there's a child involved, it may take even longer. It may never happen.
It could be longer.
Ooh, evidence too. Ooh, shoot.
Does the pain ever go away? The pain
it diminishes.
Yes, but it's just like a death. It's like a death of sorts.
Trauma and tragedy. Yes.
Right.
I asked my dad this because my dad did cheat on my mother, but in alignment with DMX, rest in peace, he said even though he cheated, those women only had his dick, they never had his heart.
Ooh,
So to understand,
that's deep.
yeah. So, and so when he said that, I mean, my dad talked about that, and that's exactly how I'm my father's only child. And he just put my mother up here. So when he did cheat, it was just, they had his dick, not his heart. So, and when he broke it down that way, and that was the first time I heard it that way, when DMX said it in that documentary, it did click. It made sense. And so, if you understand your man and you understand certain elements but see what that dick encounter, that can bring diseases and stuff like that. So that's why that's problematic.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
but as far as his heart and his mind and who he is, like, your connection is deeper than that sexual encounter.
Yes, and to Miss Bankston, that's men and women are different in that regard. A man, and there are women who can do that. Can just,
and that's why I truly espouse the approach of women need to be a little more mannish in their approach to relationships. You really do. You really do. And life will become a whole lot simpler for you.
But we
project woman and stuff onto men. That's crazy.
Start
acting like men and see what happens.
There you go. Treat them like
treat them like
they do that. I want you to do that. Don't do that now. Don't be too mad.
Treat them like they treat you.
Because
check this out. Let me say this. It's not just the infidelity. It's not just
that'll get you to go see somebody.
Hold on. Let me say this. HPV. It's not even like it's sexual, but it's not like. But it's like when a man, he goes out and he has sex, and maybe he has unprotected sex with another woman. Now, she may not have a sexual transmitted diseases, but our bacteria does not align with other women's bacteria. So what happens, we go get our pap smear and
it's abnormal.
Listen, it would say normal, and they will not check for abnormal pap smears until it comes up abnormal. So if you get a pap smear and it comes up normal, you have to ask your doctor, please test me for HPV. And because they don't normally do it, they only further test you when you are abnormal. So when you
have to
become
ask abnormal,
so when you become abnormal, because I've done this, my story, when I was abnormal, they said I had stage 4 dysplasia. That's caused by HPV I'm fucking a charity dick guy. Anyway, so so what this means is that this is the stage right before cancer. So when I hear like a woman that died of cervical cancer or anything like that, my heart goes out to her, because it tells me she was faithful to a charity penis. So we really got to be careful. Just because he didn't bring you herpes or any STDs, that HPV, men carry that and not know that they carry it. And then we don't carry it until we don't know we have it until we come up with the abnormal pap. And it's scary. And you making all these moves and you screwing all these people, whatever.
That's why you just certain things you just can't tolerate.
Right.
And you have to apply. And I'm not trying to say anything derogatory towards men. I just don't know a better way to say it other than apply a mannish standard. If he find out you cheating, that's it. And you know this. Mm-hmm. So why do we tolerate? Why do we think, oh, he gonna change, I can love him? No, you can't. Send them on.
because it's because when you already understand a certain toxicity and unhealthiness, and then you got to learn somebody else's toxicity and healthiness or whatever. So people rather stay with the crazy they know than try to figure out the crazy they don't know. So that's what my takeaway is.
No, just move on. You can do bad all by yourself.
And it depends on how much.
And how many, and from someone who works in sexuality and mental health, I say, well, how many of these reports you got to get, baby? How many you got to get before you realize that you're worth more than this? You're worth more.
I like that. Okay.
Depends on his bank account balance.
Damn the bank account. You can do bad by yourself. You
I have no problem.
And you can be broke by yourself with normal paps and not washing nobody's drawers and looking at them lying at you.
Okay, so
because he won't.
If I gave you $800,000 a month, and you allow me, Jerome, you got to help me with this, and you allow me to beat your ass every Friday, but I'm gonna give you $800,000 for the ass whooping. Are you gonna take it? I just gotta ask the question.
That's a good question.
I've heard those stories
I get
about
my money.
women.
Wait. I get my money and he screws somebody else and I can beat his ass?
No.
Yes.
Listen. Okay, I'm gonna make it back. I'm about to give you. We are living together. We're not married. We just live together. Okay.
Oh.
I'm living in your house. But you paying me every week for every Friday, and I said 800, but it ain't gonna be that much because you said money. You giving me $50,000 every weekend so that I allow you to beat my ass. Are you going to deal with that?
I don't like whoopings like that. No.
And guess what? Because I can beat you almost to death, and it's not gonna be worth the money. So back to my story of. I can do bad all by myself. Your money don't mean nothing if I got to die for it or get COVID, okay? Or get HIV or HPV or whatever the hell it is. No, I don't need your money.
All right. There you have it. Douglas.
Well, I know she got time for me because I ain't got no money anyway. So
I got my I'm gonna talk about me. I got my own money. I don't need no man's money. I got my own. But I'm not gonna put up with nobody crap just to have that extra either.
All right now. Well, I hear some women talking that talk. Okay. So
yeah.
Rayvon, I know you was being I know you was being daddy daycare tonight.
I'm just listening tonight, just checking in here.
I know
the
you
woman's
listening.
opinion.
You listening.
I'm trying to learn a thing or two.
That's what you did last week too.
But I wanted to say to my newcomer, Miss Nikki, girl, you hot on fire. Go on now. And to everyone, it's always a wonderful, wonderful time. And the conversations get better and better, as they would say, sweeter and sweeter. And when it's all said and done, we come, we have fun. Everybody give their point of views. And it's just a beautiful thing. And to Douglas, I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to become prophetic. You're going to get that old teddy bear you're looking for, or that lovely lady in March. What y'all say? Y'all think Douglas going to have her pulled in by March?
I think so. I got faith. I'm pulling for you, Douglas.
You know, because
what about me? Y'all forget about Douglas. How about me?
I dream of the ladies in crimson and cream.
Oh,
what about me?
That's why that red and white fades to pink, but let him have that Delta. You a Delta, Cassie? You a Delta? He looking for.
I did not pledge. You know what? If I would have pledged, I would have pledged Delta.
He looking for that Greek girl. Maybe he could get you in.
For that Coleman love.
I'm too old.
No. Oh, Nikki. Did you hear him?
What did he say?
He said that Coleman love.
Some folks just don't know. It just depends on how you were brought in. Lyle,
Dig
Yeah, they don't
It started with
respect the
me,
grad
baby. It
chapters. They
started
don't
in
respect the grad
1908
chapters.
Yeah,
with
because you
me.
know how the Deltas were AKAs first. That's that Coleman love.
They
It was
don't respect the grad
it was on the
chapters.
other side first. So you need to know your history when you call it.
Ain't
The
getting
only
my
two
money.
brothers and sisters are Sigma and Zetas. The P and G, I tell you, I love me some Qs because it's purple and gold and pink and green. But they're not incorporated.
And
You
we
better
can't
preach
and
what
we
I'm
can't
telling you
forget the
right now.
D's.
It ain't no
Can't
such
forget the
thing
D's.
as
broke
the
away.
Deltas being your sister, because they're not.
They not.
Do your
They're not.
history.
They
You
not.
need to read.
What
But
you saying?
but guess what, Douglas?
Read.
Douglas,
You
you
need to
can have
read.
our daughter. If you want a daughter, you can have one.
I know
It's
my
okay.
history.
But we
It's
gonna
okay.
get
You can have
no. We gonna get you a
wanna
Delta.
change.
I'm gonna find you a Delta soon. I'm gonna look right here and get him a Delta. Nikki, help me get him a Delta, please. I'm gonna help get him a Delta.
All right.
Question.
We done took this into the divine nine. Now we got to bring it all the way back. Bring it all the way back.
Because Nikki too is
I'll be down there in Orlando to play with y'all.
Dr. Fabulous, Nikki too is of the P&G, okay?
Okay, all right.
I don't understand why
Dr.
he
Fabulous.
can't find no Delta. It's plenty of them out there. And it's a bunch of them. It's a bunch
And
of them.
they love some Qs. I can find you some in Atlanta. You in Atlanta?
I know what to look.
Well, go and get one. They plentiful.
Then I agree with Dr. Fabulous. By March, you're gonna have that DST.
but it's gonna be after March, because I think I gotta go down to Orlando to play around for a few.
Oh,
they'll be down there too.
They gonna be there
everywhere.
too.
They
There's some
are
Deltas there too.
everywhere.
Okay.
They are everywhere.
Lord, my sisters, they have taken over, but that's okay. We always large and in charge.
No, he messed up when he said Coleman Love. That's where he messed up.
That's
where he messed up.
It's better than
All
the
right.
P&G.
So I'm gonna ask Kay if she has something to say to sign off. Dr. Feelgood after Kay, and then we're gonna get out of here, y'all, because it's 10:02, and you know what we got to do tomorrow? Go to work. All right.
Show me your phone, Kay.
What he say? What you say,
Don't be long.
Never mind.
Oh, don't be long. Oh, trust me, I'm not. But thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. This was a good topic. I enjoyed the discussion and everyone's views as usual. So everyone just have a great remainder of your week until we see you next Thursday. Good night.
Good night. And Dr. Feelgood, it's on you.
I'm just gonna say I said what I said. y'all have a great evening, and knowing that hey, we have fun, we get serious, and we also have good conversation. And tonight was actually a good conversation, and we made it, we got it in this week. Let's continue the momentum and tell a friend that the Super Friends are back again. Upscale Love for You. We'll do the do in 23 like we did in 22. Back to
All
you.
right.
And we say whiskey.
You've been rapping. You've been rapping, throw some bars. You know, that's what he's throwing some bars.
That's our Dr. Feelgood. And
the poetry.
So everyone, we look forward to seeing you all next week, Thursday, same place, same time. And with that being said, guess what, y'all? Smooches. Mwah. Good night.
Good night. Good
I'll be
night.
saying
Thank
them penny
you.
drops.